Alright guys, what's going on, and welcome to Total Swans TV. I hope you've all had a fantastic little break from football and hope everyone's doing well. The football season is back, the 2020-21 season just around the corner, just over a week away before the championship kicks off. I cannot wait, I'm super excited. Disappointment at the end of last season for the Swans, just missing out, against Brentford in the playoffs. But fingers crossed so far with some of the signings we've made, we've been able to keep hold of some of our players. Very much looking forward to the season ahead. Today I'm going to be ranking every single championship home kit that has currently been released as this video is being recorded. There's 23, so that's not so bad. A lot of videos I've seen so far, there's about 5 or 6 teams that were yet to release their home kits. From looking online, the only one I can see that hasn't yet is, of course, Bristol City. They have yet to release their home kit. There are 23 teams to go through. 23 kits to go through. I will be giving them sort of a 1 out of 10 sort of rating, and then at the end of the video I'll put them in a tier from 1st to 23rd, so please stick around for the end of the video, watch the whole thing guys. It is an opinionative video, these are my opinions and my thoughts only on the kits. Don't take anything personally if I dislike your team's kit. But I'd like to hear what you guys think of my opinion and what you guys think of your team's kit. So get down in the comments, guys, and leave your thoughts down below. Also, if you guys are new around here, please hit that subscribe button. We're currently on 720 subscribers, and by Christmas, I would absolutely love to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. It would be even better if I could do it before my birthday in October. That would be absolutely brilliant, guys. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button now. As I say, there's 23 kits to get into, so we'll try not to keep the video too long, but let's get right into it. Right then guys, we're going to be working our way through this alphabetically. So first up on the list is Barnsley's home kit. This photo release, this was actually on their official website, on their official Twitter. The photo has been taken in somebody's half sort of wardrobe in their bedroom by the looks of things, but looking at the home kit, there looks nothing special about this. It really looks a plain red sort of kit. Closer up photos of it do kind of show that there is sort of some wavy pattern in there. I mean, you can kind of see some pattern here on the arm from that image. It's not the best image, and especially to put that out as their official photo releasing the kit, poorly executed in my opinion. The sponsor is one of the main things on a football kit. The investment room, this sort of sponsor just doesn't really sit for me on this kit. It sort of has an outlined Monopoly sort of house, the white one there. I'm not really a big fan, and Puma usually do some decent kits, but this Barnsley kit for me is getting a 5 out of 10. Right then guys, next up on the table is Birmingham City's home kit for this season. Again, the traditional Birmingham white and blue for this kit. In my opinion, it's kind of retro, it's a bit classic. I kind of like this first sort of take on it. The collar is quite loud, it's quite a lot, but it fits the sort of retro style with the button and the white sleeves. The crest is quite nice, it's detailed very well onto the background of the kit. Nike or Nike, however you want to pronounce it, this is Birmingham City's first ever time of having Nike or Nike as their kit manufacturer. So congratulations to them, it's a fantastic achievement. Nike obviously produced some phenomenal kits, and this one probably will go down very well with an awful lot of the Birmingham folk. I really like it. It is completely different to last year's kit. Sadler's Peaky Blinders, that's their ales, their whiskey and their gin sort of distillery. It's going to look very well out on the championship pitches this season. The only downfall for me is the betting sponsor. I'm not a massive fan of betting sponsors on football kits, but it sits well. It looks okay on the shirt, but it's a betting sponsorship, which is sort of a no-go for me, and that's the reason why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And next up then guys is Blackburn Rovers home kit. Umbro once again for Blackburn. They've gone again for their two-toned black and white sort of strip. Very classic looking, very sort of late 90s, early 2000s Blackburn Rovers sort of kit. They have now gone back to this sort of royal blue from the sky blue on last season's kit, which just did not sit right. I'm not quite sure how it went down with Blackburn fans. Not really a very interesting or attractive, appealing kit. The sponsor on last season was absolutely terrible. This year, something new on the front of the sponsor for Blackburn. It's a compression wear sort of recovery brand. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but it's something to do with sports recovery, I'm assuming. The opposite sort of colours on the shoulders going against what's in the centre of the shirt. And as I say, this is very sort of retro. Well done to Umbro on this, because this is an absolutely beautiful looking kit in my opinion. The sponsor sits really well. It's quite long with the wording, but it's not in your face. It's not too much. I think because it's not, maybe hasn't got an outline too much around the sponsor, that it does sit really well. The collar, it's sort of a half collar, which I do like. Half collar into a V-neck, which is really, really nice. Beautiful embroidered rose of Blackburn. It's a very, very nice looking kit, to be fair. And again, they've got the rose on the back there. Watson Ramsbottom Solicitors is the back of shirt sponsor once again this year. I believe it's for the 3rd season running. As you can see, that was last season's kit. You can kind of see they've kept it opposite colours on the sleeves to the middle of the kit. They've done a little bit of red on the sleeves, but the colour was just absolutely awful. This year's kit is looking superb, and for me it's up there as like a 7.5 out of 10 sort of kit. Now then, we get to Bournemouth, our first Premier League relegated team. Welcome back to the Championship. A little bit overdue in my opinion, but that's just, again, my opinion. They've released this kit with the Premier League badges on the sleeves, which is quite comical considering they're now a Championship team. The kit itself, wow. Alright, we all know there's not an awful lot you can do with stripes, as we will see a bit later on down the video with some of the teams in the league, but Bournemouth have absolutely smashed this along with Umbro this season. Phenomenal looking sort of kit. They've sort of broken up those lines, sort of with like, if you remember on paint back in the day, or paint anyway, they've got that spray paint sort of effect. It kind of looks like that. They've sort of broken it up with a sort of spray paint distort sort of effect. And it's worked really, really well. They've even carried that over onto the little bit on the sleeves as well. The collar is done superbly. The gold outline around that badge is really, really well. The Vitality sponsor, it's alright, it sits there. Maybe it would have looked a little bit better if it was in black maybe, or gold, who knows. If I was a Bournemouth fan, I'd be buying that the day it was out. And for me, it's up there. I've not seen too many photos of it. It's a solid 8.5 out of 10. Next up, we have Swansea City's playoff semi-finalists last season, Brentford. So Brentford's brand new home kit going into the 2020-21 season is this. And to be fair, it's not the worst looking kit, but it's certainly not the best. It's probably one of the worst we've seen so far in this sort of list. Umbro again for Brentford. They've obviously gone for the stripes with the black sort of pinstripe outline, which the centre one follows up into the collar. That's quite a nice little touch. They've obviously gone for the solid red club colours on the shoulders and down to the sleeves. Maybe they could have been a little bit more detail there. Maybe sort of a white pinstripe around the sleeve, but it's a solid sort of colour. It's Brentford's colours. The Utilita Life with Power is a debut sponsor for Brentford on the front of their kit this year, but the kit really doesn't scream out at me. It looks a bit too bland. It looks a bit too boring. I think the only thing that's really saving it is the black pinstripe and the black around the collar. But Brentford fans, let me know what your honest opinions are of this kit. For me, it's a 5.5 out of 10. Bristol City are yet to release their kit at the time of filming this video, so next up on the cards in alphabetical order is the rivals, Cardiff City. They've released it just a few days ago. They were one of the last sort of teams to release it. However, here is Cardiff City's home kit for the 2021 season. This is it. I don't even know what sort of design this is. It's not hoops, but it's sort of like a faded darker blue sort of display on it. Granted, alright, it's a rivals kit. It's made by Adidas. Fantastic. That's a beautiful addition. But I just feel that this was probably bottom end of Adidas's priorities, bottom end of Adidas's design sort of priorities, and they've just thrown something out last minute. I'm not entirely sure what the sort of colour detail is around the sleeve. Sort of goes like a sky blue into a white and then into the kit. I think that's sort of replicated around the collar. They've obviously got the Adidas stripes on the top, not going all the way down the sleeve, just sort of on the collar, on the shoulders from what it looks like. And again, Malaysia, Visit Malaysia sort of sponsor on the front. The badge looks very minimal. It's almost the same size as the Adidas badge itself. But again, being a rival team, taking that aside, it's bloody disgusting. I really just do not like that kit. Again, I would love to hear what Cardiff City fans honestly think of it. It's not even straight sort of hoops. It kind of looks like, is it a tiger shark sort of pattern? I'm struggling to even look at a 5 for that. I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 10, and that is nothing to do with rivalry. That is just an awful looking football kit. Right then guys, next up, Coventry City's home kit. Kit manufacturers Hummel. It's a decent looking kit. It's probably one of the better Hummel kits that have been released for the Championship teams this season. They've obviously got the Hummel markings on the shoulders, which is a Hummel trademark. I'm not a big lover of this kit, but I'm not a big hater of this kit. It's Coventry's first year back in the Championship for an awful long time. They've obviously wanted to produce something memorable for their fans, and they have. With the front design on the kit, they've actually replicated the same sort of kit that they had their first 2 years in the Premiership between 1992 and 1994. Paid homage to that on the lower half of the front of their kit, and I think it sort of fits quite well. It goes from darker into lighter, and then obviously into the sky blue. They've got the sky blue army on the inside of the collar on the back. They've got the nice little touches and little design tweaks all the way around. Again, a betting sponsor takes points away from the actual kit itself, and that's completely down to the club themselves. The badge is on the very large side for the Coventry City badge, but it's a very detailed, quite a big badge anyway. But for me, that's a solid 7.5 out of 10. Next up is Derby County's home kit for this season. It's very simple, it's very basic. It catches the eye straight away. It's been a combination of the simplicity kits from like the 60s and the 70s, with a little bit of inspiration from the sort of 93 and 94 sort of two-tone pinstripe of the stripes going down the center of the kit. They've got the pinstripe opposite sort of directions on the collar of the black. That's a nice little touch that it's not on the same seam. And there's one on the outside and one on the inside. The pinstripe as well around the sleeves, going all the way around. That's a lovely little touch. I love black and white on a football kit, and this sits really well. It's very, very simple. It looks very clean. It looks quite stylish. The only thing for me is the size of the sponsor. Again, it's a betting one, but I've already mentioned that enough times in this video. It's good that it is black. If it had been another colour, it might have been a bit of a worry there. But I think it sits really well. Umbro have done a very clean, very tidy sort of finish on this kit. As a Derby County fan, I'd be very happy if this was our home kit going into this season. It's very clean. As I say, I don't think you can really knock this Derby County kit. It's a solid 8 out of 10. Moving right on, Huddersfield Town. It looks very simple. It looks very clean and classic. Again, yet to have a sponsor at the moment. Not sure if they've got a deal in place or if they're actually going to have a sponsor or not this season. The collar is the opposite to the stripes that are going down. So they've got the blue matching the white, and then the white matching the blue down the middle. A few people have pointed out online, and a couple of videos have pointed out and suggested that the sort of collar in the middle with the neck joins looks like a pair of white pants, which is quite funny. When you see it, you kind of can't unsee it, so sorry about that. But it's a decent looking kit. I'm not going to knock this Huddersfield kit. I like the plain and simplicity of it. I'm sort of going that way with kits over the last sort of few years. I like the sort of retro approach a few clubs are taking over the last few years. It's appealing. It's sort of growing on me. This one is very clean, it's very cut, and for me it's just a decent kit. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Hopefully it gets a decent sponsor on there and doesn't ruin the kit, but yeah, a 7 out of 10 for now. And next up is Luton Town's Umbro kit. They finally got rid of their Puma, and they've signed a deal with Umbro for the next 4 seasons to be their kit manufacturer. Home kit is obviously the Luton Town orange sort of colour. As far as sponsorships, as you can see here on the screen, you've got their home kit, their third kit, and their away kit. They've all got 3 different sponsors. I have no idea what Luton Town's official sponsor is going to be for the front of their home shirt this season. But for now, we'll just go and assume that it is the JB Development. Again, as I say, it is that Luton Town orange, very bright and vibrant orange colour. It really, really sticks out. They've got the sort of very thin hooped lines going all the way across the middle of the kit. With a solid orange on the sleeves. The sponsorship and Umbro is obviously in white, again presumably for those Luton Town home colours of the orange, white and navy. But it's a very plain sort of kit. They've got the Utilita Power sponsor on the back of this shirt, which of course is the front sponsor for Brentford this season. So again, I'm not sure where Luton are going with these sponsorships, but the home, away, third kit all have different sponsors on the release photos. For me, Luton Town's kits, it's a massive leap on last season's kit. That Puma kit was pretty dreadful last season. As a Luton fan, you've got to be happy with this, so let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this season's home kit. But for me, this is a 7 out of 10 sort of kit. Right then guys, up next is Borough's home kit for this season. Again, the classic Borough red on the kit. Hummel is the kit manufacturer. They've obviously got their trademark Hummel design going from the collar down to the sleeve. Make of that what you want. Some people like it, some people don't. I think it works on certain kits. Probably works on this one because for me, this kit isn't that great. It's up there with one of the worst on the entire list, and it's certainly up there with probably the worst that we've had so far on the list. That 32 red sponsor, obviously, again, gambling. That very, very large white hoop going through the middle. It's very standout. It's very, very bold move on Burrows and Hummel's half there, but again, that sponsor just doesn't do it for me. The collar is a little bit too much. I honestly think there's probably a little bit too much going on this kit. And I really think Warnock's face says it all. I wouldn't be too pleased holding that up and sort of being the poster boy for it. I mean, that looks like it's stamped on as rubber. I'm not even sure if that's embroidered or not. But it's just not a good looking kit. I've seen some very mixed opinions online from Borough fans and from content creators. And I think I'm going to have to go with the majority and say that this is an awful looking football kit. And I think Hummel have absolutely destroyed this season's home kit for Borough. Hopefully next season's is better for you. Or if you're a Borough fan and you like it, let me know down below. But for me, 5 out of 10, guys. I'm really sorry. Coming in next is the Millwall home kit. And this is a thing of beauty in my opinion. Macron have smashed it with this Millwall kit this season. The husky chocolate on the front, I've just looked at what that is. It's a hot chocolate drink for adventurers. I think it's a good size, but it's a bit quite close to the kit manufacturer logo and the Millwall badge itself. But I really like the pinstripes around the collar, the half pinstripe around the sleeves as well. The blended design of all the stripes going sort of horizontally through the kit as well is a really nice touch. I also like that the sleeves on that are a bold, solid colour as well. So a really, really solid kit this season from Millwall. They play to them. It is really nice. I do like it. For me, 7 out of 10. And then next in is Norwich's home kit. And obviously the colours yellow and green of the canary. It's a nice looking kit. It's very plain. It's quite simple. They have the nice pinstripes around the sleeves and around the collar. The club colours again onto the yellow background. Daffabet, again, another Spetting sponsor, but it fits in quite well. I do quite like the green D just in the centre, and it's a lower sitting sponsor, so that's points on the board for that kit. It is, as I say, it is quite simple. It's plain, but it's not really in your face as well at the same time with that really, really bright canary yellow. So a really solid kit for me, 6.5 out of 10. Next up is Forest's home kit. It's very, very red. It's very bold and bright colour. The Football Index sponsor, I really like it. It's something different. It's not necessarily betting, but it is trading. Football stocks on players and their performances. This one for Forest, it is plain. Again, I give points to the pinstripes around the collar and around the sleeves. There's a very nice sort of collar finish on that as well. The white on the red sits really, really nice. If the Football Index was a little bit lower, possibly might look a little bit sharper. But it's a really nice kit. It's very plain on the back, as you would expect, looking at the front. Just that UK Med sponsorship on the back. But for me, it's an okay sort of kit. It's nothing fantastic. 6 out of 10. Now then on to the Preston North End home kit. I quite like this. It's an awful lot with the collar, as we've gone through already in one of the other kits. The collar can be quite a lot, but it does sit quite nice on the white centre of the shirt as well. The navy sleeves going up to the collar over the shoulders is a nice little touch. It's something a bit different. There's again a mixed bag of feedback on this kit from the North End fans, but I like it. That 32 red sponsorship for me just doesn't do it. I don't like that it screams red at you as well. Maybe if that had been in the same navy as the badge, the Nike manufacturing logo and the sleeves, maybe it would have sat a bit better and a little bit lower would look a little bit nicer. For me, I really like that kit. I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. Blue hoops on a white kit. QPR in a nutshell. As far as home kits go, they've obviously added the pinstripes red around the sleeves and the collar, which is a very, very popular sort of theme this season. Does it sit well? It probably sits all right purely because of the Football Index sponsor being the same colour. Again, I rate the sponsorship. It's not betting, as I said, it's just trading. A little bit different, but you're still sort of gambling your money. It's not in your face that it's a betting company. But for me, I'm not really a big fan of this QPR kit, guys. So sorry if there's any QPR fans watching this. For me, that's like a 6 out of 10 sort of kit. You need to do something a bit more creative with those hoops. And talking about being a little bit more creative with hoops, in comes Reading's home kit for this season. An awful lot more hoops going down. I think QPR just had the 3 of each, the 3 blue and the 3 white, whereas Reading have gone for the 5 of each, and it sits an awful lot better. The collar as well, with the corresponding red and royal blue of Reading's badge along the collar and the sleeves. The pattern on the sleeves and the shoulder itself, it sort of mix it up. There's a random few sort of triangles and slashes through those triangles in there. It adds a little bit more depth to the kit. For me, I quite like it. I like that open white back as well, where obviously the name and the numbers are going to go. For me, I actually really like this Reading kit, and that's an awful lot for me to say, considering I've not really been a fan of Reading kits over the past few seasons. The Casumo sponsorship sits all right in the middle. Maybe if that had been the royal blue as the actual colour of their kit, then it may have sat a little bit nicer. But for me, I really like that kit. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Next up is Rotherham's Championship home kit for this season. Red and white. It's plain, it's simple again. There's an awful lot of plain and simple kits this year, but for me, it's not too bad. It's nothing absolutely fantastic. It's a decent kit from Puma. I don't think on the replica kit you're going to get the same embroidered, the Millers embroidered into the kit, but on the official playing kits, it's a nice little touch, something extra to that, solid red centerpiece on the kit. The badge obviously it sits really well. I don't mind it. It kind of reminds me, I think, of Arsenal's kit from either last season or a few seasons ago. It is decent. I like the red around the collar, a 6.5 out of 10. And now this thing of absolute beauty, in my opinion, from Sheffield Wednesday, their home kit this season, currently without a sponsor. Whether or not that is going to ruin the kit or improve it, I can't see it improving it, but this is a very, very classic, way before numbers on the back and sponsorships on the front sort of era of football kits. I really like it. The Elevate kit manufacturer, I'm not quite sure what the story is behind that. I've not quite heard an awful lot about them before. The badge is nice. It looks like really old school on this plain kit. The blue stripes going down have a sort of camouflaged effect in the background. Again, then you've got the stripes going down on the sleeves as well. I really like this kit. All the way down the back, that the stripes go on the back. That may look a little bit strange when it comes to the numbering and the names on the rear of the kit. For me, this kit does scream classic. It screams when football was real football, and there was no rolling around on the pitch after a soft tackle. I'm going to give this, because this is one of my favourite kits, I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10. Red and white lines of Stoke City, and obviously their infamous Bet365 sponsor on the front of this shirt. I believe that they have their club lyrics on the inside of the back of the collar. Nice little touch. I don't mind the kit. It's nothing fantastic. It is Stoke in a nutshell as far as home kits are concerned. I think it's probably going to go down as usual with Stoke fans. It's not bad. It's quite tidy. I really don't like that Bet365 sponsor right in the middle with the outline of the red around the Bet365. For me, it's quite a simple kit. Again, it's nothing fantastic, but just a simple 6 out of 10 for me from Stoke. And now we get on to my team, my football club, Swansea City, and something completely out there this year, something completely different, untemplated like a lot of the kits in the leagues. We've broken away from that. We've gone for our own sort of design. Joe teased it an awful lot with some promotional videos, but for me, I really like this kit. It's grown on me an awful lot since I first set eyes on it. I've seen a few photos of people who've got it. I've not yet got mine, but that Swansea University sponsorship in the middle, it sits quite high. It would be all right if it was a little bit lower, but given that the waves are there, probably would just interfere with that. Those waves continue onto the sleeves as well. Apparently that is to show sort of the wavy coastline of the southwest coast down in Swansea and Mumbles, that sort of area. But the all black and white, the collar is really nice. It's not even a full collar. I really like it. It's plain white on the back. The only sort of detail you've got is the Jack Army just underneath the collar on the rear. And then those wavy dotted lines continue on the sleeves or on the back. I've seen quite a good reaction from it online on Twitter from the Swansea fan base. So for me, and it's non-biased, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 just because I don't really want to put my own team's kit at the top of the table come the end. But it's a really beautiful kit, and it's an 8 out of 10 for me. Probably the most out there and talked about controversial sort of looking kits so far that have been released from a championship club. Watford's home kit for the 2020-21 season. Its kit manufacturer is Kelme or Kelme, however you want to pronounce it. But I really like this. It is out there. It is completely different. The back of the kit is just a solid yellow all the way down, and obviously the pattern following on the sleeves to the rear from the front. I really like it. The touches of red in there as well on that yellow with the black decal. Apart from the Sportsbet.io sponsorship, with the Asian sort of writing on there as well, and that bit doesn't do it for me. If I was a Watford fan, I would already have this hanging up in my wardrobe or on my back, being worn. It's a superb looking kit. I'm not going to rank it the highest because I don't think it doesn't really appeal to me as much as another kit. But it's a solid kit. I really like it. 8 out of 10. Right then, guys, we've come all the way down to the very last home kit which has been released so far at the time of recording. Wycombe Wanderers into the Championship, obviously promoted last season. What a car crash of a home kit. I would love to hear some Wycombe fans' opinions on this kit. I've not seen an awful lot online. I've not gone looking for it. Apart from the Wycombe colours, I'm not a big fan. I'm not sure if it's those lines going down the middle which cross across horizontally as well. But it sort of looks like a QR scan code in the middle, and that's same to say for the back as well. If that wasn't there, if it was just those two colours opposite each other, it might be a better looking kit. And that dream sponsorship does nothing for that kit. I feel sorry for Wycombe fans this season having to look at that and possibly purchase it and have that in your wardrobe. But for me, 5 out of 10, I'm not a fan. Right, so that all but wraps up the kits released by 23 teams of the Championship, all excluding Bristol City, who still are yet to release their home kit. There has been leaked photos online as of the 2nd of September, but 23 teams have now released their home kits. I will be doing an away kit video as well, so don't forget to smash that like button if you do want to see that. Let's try and aim for about 50 likes on this video. That would be a pretty decent target, I think, for this channel. But this is the final standings in the table of my thoughts and my opinions on the 23 kits. So Bristol City obviously didn't qualify. They have not yet released their kit. Cardiff, and it's nothing rivalry aside, it's an absolutely pointless looking kit. I don't think it took any time to design. In 23rd on 4.5 out of 10. Then Wycombe's absolute disastrous home kit on 5. I'm not going to go through them all. There you can see now 24th up to 6th in the table. The top 5 will be revealed in just a second. So Derby just finishing outside. In third place is the Swans. I did say that I would not put them top of the table because they are my own team. But I really like the kit. I think it should be in the top 3 anyway. So on 8 out of 10 is the Swans in 3rd. The top 2, this was quite a difficult decision to make, but for me, the one of these kits stood out from the other. And in first place is Sheffield Wednesday, and in second place is Bournemouth. Both fantastic kits. I think Bournemouth have done a really good job this year. That black and red, obviously with the red stripes fading. But for me, that Sheffield Wednesday kit as it stands, of the photos I've reviewed with no sponsor on the front of it, that kit takes first spot for me. If it does stay without a sponsor, or if it is available without a sponsor, I may even look at picking up that kit because it is a really nice kit. But yeah, guys, I hope you really did enjoy the video. That is my rankings of the kits that have currently been released from the Championship teams. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys, and I'll see you on the next one for the away kit ranking.